All right, folks, let me say a special good evening or good day rather to all those of you who are already here with me. I just decided this morning, folks, to turn on my camera for about 10 minutes thereabout to give you an idea what is happening in the Antrim area in Dominica. This here, folks, is what we're going to talk about this morning primarily. That is the sign leading to the Antrim area. It basically reads, alert, broken pavement ahead, proceed with extreme caution. But as you can see, the condition in which that sign is, okay, it needs to be repaired, at least the sign. We are going to talk about this morning, folks, as the sign said, yes, some broken areas in that road in the Antrim area. And I'll be walking that road so that I'll be showing you close up as to what is happening here in the Antrim area this morning, so that you can get a better understanding of the situation that we are facing in Dominica. If you notice, folks, right where that vehicle is passing right about now, the road is basically broken. And I saw some attempts by somebody to cut the grass on the side. But what is happening here, let me just bring my camera a little closer down so you can get a view of the kind of a crack that is in the road as we speak. Okay? That is the kind of crack we have on the Antrim road, folks. So this side here is the side that is sloping. This side here is the side that is closer to the mountain area. And as you can see, I am now walking that area. So here's that very big crack in that road, on the Imperial Road that is, leading up to Springfield area. For those of you who don't know that area very well, I am between the Cochrane Back Road and one of the main storage facilities for Dowasco on the Antrim area. That area there I'm showing you now, it is basically the valley leading to the Checkhole area. That is where the potential danger lies for what I'm going to speak to us, or just bring us up to date this afternoon in just a while. So I'm still walking that road. At least you saw one crack already in that area. Another crack is coming up. And as you can see, the flow of vehicles in that area normally have to come to a halt, because a lot of vehicles, they take very particular attention in going through or traversing that area. Here, as you can see, is another huge crack, all right, in that road. So again, like we saw on the first piece, that entire piece is basically cracked away and it is sloping down the Checkhole area. Alright, now what is happening here as well? You have this road being the area where, okay, a lot of vehicles has to pass on an everyday basis. That is the size of the crack, at least in the main area. I am still proceeding. There are at least two more cracks which I'll be showing you, and then I'll be giving you a little explanation as to why persons believe that crack or those cracks are happening. We'll go back, take a little look at history and also what has happened here before, and what certainly the government of the day needs to do in order to alleviate or curb a potential danger in that area. So I'm still walking up. We're going to approach the last and final crack in a while, cutting right across the main road. And then when we reach on the top, I'm going to show you another large opening as well that the powers that be needs to take very careful attention of. That again is another area, another drop right here. And you can see it's about 2 inches to 3 inches drop in certain areas. So let me just give you a look back. And as you can see, folks, that road is being heavily trafficked by a number of heavy duty vehicles with a lot of load. And I can tell you, it may just be, may I say, just the time as you can see, a number of heavy equipments, trucks with load and everything have to be used in, okay, that piece of road. And so I showed you at least 4 cracks so far, spanning at least right across the main road. I'm just going to show you another hollow area, or at least 2 more hollow areas, and then a brief explanation, and I'll bring that shot live to an end. Okay. Just above that last crack that I showed you, folks, between these 2 drums, these red and white drums, here is this very big hole right here, right around a corner. Okay, it is very, very, very dangerous. And let me just bring you to a final area where again there's another hollow area that needs to be looked into as soon as possible from the powers that be. I am now walking up, approaching now the Cochrane back road, so that gives you the viewing public an idea of where I'm at now. I don't know if you can hear in the background the river flowing below. As the Checkall River flowing me down here, it has been raining a lot in Dominica, and the rivers have been overflowing the banks for some time. So I can hear the moving of the waters right where I am now. From the Checkall River, folks. Yes, that is Antrim area, fast lane. There's another, let me just show you that as well. There is another huge sign that the government put in place here, basically cautioning vehicles or persons using that road the kind of danger that is on that road. And as you can see, that sign is basically, it has been battered by weathering. So in my estimation, that sign there is about 3 or 4 years now. I want to bring you a little higher up. I want to bring you a little higher up and bring you to this area now, which is again another vulnerable area. As you can see, the railings are basically into the precipice area. That is the railing here along the road, but that part starting right here, it has basically gone into the precipice area because the road here is basically sinking away. Now these drums here, folks, these drums, unlike the drums that I showed you earlier, that is the large opening here, it is basically covered in bush and grass now, so you can hardly see it. But that is the open area that is there from since, and that piece is there from since hurricane, well, not hurricane, but tropical storm Erica. These two drums, folks, I can tell you, they were erected there to basically alert pedestrians and motorists about the danger that I just showed you through my lens since Tropical Storm Erica. So now we are now at the junction of the Cochrane Back Road. That is the Cochrane Back Road going up to that area, and that is the Imperial Road leading up to the Sylvania area. Now let me just have a little chit chat with you folks as I bring this live to an end in just a while. Let me just get my bearings here in terms of my equipment setup so that I can give you a little better appreciation for what I just showed you about 5 minutes ago. We'll be getting set in a while, folks. Alright, that is Dominica at its beauty there. You can see the lovely mountains in the background. And also the not clear blue skies, but you know, the sky is blue enough. All right, folks, what I just want to just let us appreciate here, I know maybe you folks can remember sometime in 2013 at Ponkasi there was this unfortunate accident where two men lost their lives. They were on their route to the Marigot airport. There were 3 footballers going out on some national mission, and only one man made it out alive. And the situation was back then that the road, basically through a number of heavy rains we have been getting in that area at the time, that piece of road there back then, it collapsed to about 40 to 50 feet deep, and this vehicle plunged right into that ditch and that was in 2013. What was the explanation for that situation back then was that with the heavy rains, there was this body of water, like a ravine, got under that piece of road in Ponkasi back then and undermined the road, and obviously it collapsed. And these young men lost their lives, 2 of them at least, lost their lives in a very unfortunate manner because they did not realize that that piece of road, had gone down that morning. I say that to kind of juxtapose that with what I just showed you a while ago. I'll just be pausing now and then because that road is heavily trafficked, so I want you to hear every word I'm saying. So when the vehicles are passing, I'll just pause for a while. That piece of road, folks, that I showed you, at least 4 cracks and about 2 hollow areas in it. If we go back in history, just a little snapshot in history, it was the administrator of Dominica at the time, Mr. Hesketh Bell, who basically had the permission or authority to build that road called the Imperial Road, and it is still called that name today. Hesketh Bell, I am being told from reliable sources in Dominica where historians are concerned, and also I did my research, that road, the Antrim Road, that is not the area in which that road was supposed to pass. And so I want us to get that straight up so that we understand what is happening. When the French had that piece of road, I am very, very well. I am just doing a live on the potential disaster that awaits. All right, folks. We have now in our company Mr. Wayne James. Wayne James is no stranger to you Dominicans. I was just giving you an idea of what is happening here. But Mr. Wayne James is a resident of that area, and he can more speak to that situation as it relates to his situation on that road. Let me just bring him up. Mr. Wayne James, good morning to you, sir. As I told you, I am just doing a little, I'm a patriot of my land, so anything that is affecting my citizen, my constituents, my countrymen in a negative way, I'll bring it to light. And that is exactly what I just took a little 5-10 minutes of that this morning to do that. But seeing that you are passing by, going to your home, I guess, you are being affected in that way. How is that road affecting you based on what I am talking about this morning?
Well, Loftus Durand, good morning to you and good morning to the listening.
Wayne, I think if we get that background, the viewers will see your face better. Yes, that's better. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Much better.
Yeah, Loftus Durand, good morning and good morning to Dominicans at home here and those overseas. It is so interesting that I have found you here and taking something that I consider to be so serious for the people of Dominica. I, for one, I have been calling the radio stations on numerous occasions, highlighting the pending disaster that Dominicans who traverse this road, one of these good days, God forbid, will find themselves in some real difficulties. I've called on the authorities. I've even said to the authorities that if something would happen to one of my families on this road, based on the negligence that I'm seeing being displayed in relation to this road, that it'll be held accountable. And I still stand by this. Because, Loftus, this road, as far as I understand, that there have been an expert who came here and have advised the powers that be as to what should have been done with this road. And apparently, I do not know what scheme is going on. These guys, over and over again, they are repeating the same thing. And it is said, doing the same thing over and over again, you don't expect to get anything new. It's nothing different. So, I'm calling on the authorities again. And more so, the young Minister of Commonwealth. I have suggested to him, Mr. Lavelle, as Minister of Communication and Works, you cannot be sitting on your desk every day and as the policy maker expect things to change. I've suggested to him, when the rain is falling, you need to take your crew, take your engineers, put your boots on, get your raincoat on, and go around these roads, especially our road. This Antrim road is a disaster waiting to happen. And as far as I'm concerned, what they have been doing on this road is just a waste of funds. Because look at the situation of the road right now. And God forbid, if we were to get some serious rains, this road is going to disappear. And this is the main road of Dominica. You understand? So I'm so happy, Loftus Durand, as a patriotic Dominican, as everyone knows you to be. You know, it is really a happy moment for me to have met you here dealing with this piece of road. If you'll walk just right down there.
Well, when I walked from the Wasco area and I showed the people all the cracks in the road.
Well,
so
Loftus,
they have a good idea of what
I'm happy that you did that.
Yes.
You understand? And I mean, it is just, it's recklessness on an administration. You understand? This is the main road that Dominicans traverse every day. And for these guys to be sitting there, you understand? And I don't want to join anybody in saying that these guys, the country is broken up. Because we have seen that these guys have monies wasting. Look at the situation we are now. And you have one man. The state is paying $64,000 for one man and his family to be enjoying life that they have never expected to enjoy before. It cannot be right. And I mean, I do not know. But I'm saying to Dominicans, be very careful on this road. Because what I'm seeing here on this road, it is a disaster waiting to happen. And it's just a matter of time. I'm calling on the authorities. The report, I think there is it's a Dr. Gray or something out of the University of West Indies who came here. The report is there. I'm aware of that. Take the advice and put the money, the people's resources where it's supposed to be spent. Because I do not want no one to get themselves trapped in this road and then we have a disaster, loss of lives in this country. Because one life lost is just too many in Dominica.
Mr. James, you spoke about a report. I know you're not part of the machinery, but do you have any idea as to what this report recommends?
Well, I do not have any details in the report. What I can say for a fact is that this gentleman was here.
Okay.
He came, he visited the area, he walked all the way down to the river area.
Yes.
With all the different experts here in Dominica Ministry of Communication and the engineers, and he then went back and the report was, they were furnished with a report.
Okay.
I am aware of that. That is in the Ministry of Common Works. And I'm asking Mr. Laville again, sir, please look for that report. As an engineer, your profession, you're an engineer. Please look for that report and try to assist the people of Dominica. Because, and Loftus is not only just right here. If you go up all the way up to Silvina, there are certain areas there. Again, the road is being undermined.
True.
So I do not know what these guys are really doing. And the people of Dominica need to take note. So what I can say to Dominicans, as you traverse this road, be very careful. Be careful how you get close to the edges of this road, because you have a lot of slippage taking place there, and you can find yourself in some
Because I saw one of the cracks. Basically, it's just what, 6 feet or 5 feet of road that is motorable.
That is correct, Loftus. That is correct. So I really am calling on Dominicans to be very cautious, and I'm calling on the administration. Please, gentlemen and ladies, you all traverse the road yourselves, and you're seeing the danger that is existing. We had a situation there with these footballers, Kurt and them, and so on.
Kurt
Hector, you understand? I mean, this is a road that a number of us did not realize that that road was sinking.
Yes.
And look at what happened. These guys perished. You understand? We do not want to have this thing happening here on this Antrim road, when we know and we are seeing that this is a pending disaster that can be avoided.
And finally, Mr. James, in terms of the alternative routes, we are right then at Cochrane Junction. If, for example, something would happen on that road, Cochrane Road, that back road that leads to Cochrane, well, I want to give thanks to the government, at least from the school end going down to River Estate. They did an excellent job on that, so I want to compliment them on that.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
But that piece of road leading now to the main piece that they fixed, it basically needs widening, and also the Warner route, which is another route, just in case something would happen here. That road as well is not in the perfect of conditions for motorists to traverse on. There's another deplorable piece of road which connects us to the Layu Junction. And so we are in a kind of bottleneck situation, James. And if, for example, something would happen on that road, then the people of Dominica would have been in a very sticky position where they are being able to commute up and down would be adversely challenged.
Well, yeah, Loftus, you are so correct. And as you mentioned, the Cochrane Road here, this end, and I'm happy, and that's the person that you are, Loftus. You call a spade by the rightful name. So I'm happy you commend the government. I have not seen it myself,
yes,
but I trust your judgment.
They did an excellent job on that.
And I trust your judgment, and I'll join you in commending them for that. But then you know that that's an alternate road.
Yes.
So just complete the project. That's what it is.
True.
Then we have the Warner Road. This is the next alternate road, and so on. Ensure that this road is motorable. And Loftus, one of the roads that persons are forgetting that the previous administration spent a lot of money on, it is the road from Campbell coming up at the back of Despo, the link road.
Yes, Despo Campbell.
Because the previous administration had done basically all the work on that road, you know. Because that road, I used to be passing there and go down to Maho from where I live at Silvina. And it is the next alternate road. We need to have those things in place so that in case anything happens, then, you know, once anything happens here and so on, then we can find ourselves in a situation where the persons of Dominica are not trapped, but they can continue their livelihood. So this road can be closed easily. Once that they pay attention to the other alternate road, they can close this road and then do the work that is necessary on this road, and people will continue their lives. So I hope that these guys will understand that the people have given you a mandate to work on their behalf. That is what it is. And once that is done, then everybody will be happy at the end of the day. So Loftus, I want to thank you for the opportunity, and I just wanted to continue doing the good work that you do, Loftus.
All right, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Boy. But that boy, that's a divine intervention.
I know. I know. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, folks. Let me just zoom back my camera where I was before. So you see, folks, I am just here doing my patriotic duty And here it is, Mr. Wayne James, no stranger to us Dominicans, who is living in that area of the Sylvania area. He just stopped and as a resident of that area gave you his perspective on his plight and the other people's plight traversing that road on a daily basis. But what I was talking about, folks, before, Wayne James mentioned about a report that is sitting on the government's desk as to what is needed to repair that piece of road in the interest of Dominicans. But what I just want to just sum up that discussion this morning, I don't want to keep it too long, is that when I did some research, historically that is, history has it that that Imperial Road, the place where it is passing under the administration of Mr. Hesketh Bell, when the British run things in England, run things in Dominica, sorry, where they had Dominica as their colony. When the green light was given to build a road linking the Canefield area up to the Sylvania area, that was not the area in which this road now was supposed to be passing. And I confirmed that with a lot of historians, and I researched it myself. Prior to that, the French, when they conquered Dominica, the road wasn't like how we see it today. But basically, they cut a path all the way, starting all the way just above Roger area, and they cut a path, a footpath that is, so that they could walk across, and the donkeys and whatever could pass on a much lower plane below where we are standing. So it basically passed on top the Checkall River area estate, and it was bursting out closer to where Wayne James lives in the Sylvania area, and that would have made that piece of road much safer. So the French had it under control. But when Mr. Hesketh Bell, I'm being told, came to build that road, it is said, he was in the process of buying certain lands in that area, or having access to certain lands in that area for his personal or private use. And so he, being the administrator at the time, he gave his chief engineer on that road, a man by the name of Mr. Milner, the permission to cut the road alongside the mountain side where we are now, and not in the original area where it was supposed to pass on that much lower plane below where we are standing now, cutting across the Checkall estate and going up to Sylvania. So is it a case, folks, where history, what wasn't done right in the past, is haunting us today? I am just asking that question. Now I know for sure, if the government of the day would at least apply to England, because I know these English folks, they, in terms of their record keeping, they are immaculate in that. I know for sure what is happening to this road today. They would have at least get some better insight as to what can be done to remedy the problem that we are facing today. Mr. James spoke about the incident that happened at Pokasi, where basically the road split wide open. And we are looking, as I showed you before, 4 areas where that has the potential to happen. 4 areas on that piece of road. And so I am just now making a special appeal to the government, to the powers that be. Please do something for the people of Dominica, because a potential disaster is awaiting us on that piece of road. I am not calling for it, folks, but as I continue to say, I am a realist. I call things by their proper name. And what has been happening over the many years, folks, now you see the kind of heavy traffic that is going up and down on that road on a daily basis. And I can tell you, this piece of road, it is acceptable. What has been happening over the years in terms of attempting or trying to repair that piece of road is that the Public Works Department of Dominica, well, not the Public Works, the government of Dominica have basically been laying a layer of asphalt on that road and a layer of Baba Green on that road. And the cracks that I showed you, I wouldn't be surprised even in the next 2 or 3 weeks I pass there, they will be laying another layer of Baba Green and asphalt on that road. But that is certainly not the fix, because every time they do that, then in the next maybe month or 6 weeks thereafter, the road gets back to that exact situation. So which means something is happening under there that needs to be addressed. It cannot be just putting a bandage on a bobo, as it were, will solve our problem on that piece of road. I'm being told again, there is like this waterlogged area under that piece of road. There's a pool, a body of water under that piece of road, which needs to be drained properly, and whatever the reports or the professionals recommend needs to be put in place. So again, I just say I would bring that to attention this morning, and hope that the powers that be see it fit to come to the aid of Dominicans before something should happen that we all will not be proud of. So folks, I just want to thank you very much for listening to me this morning. As always, I always try to bring you the situations that is affecting Dominicans one way or the other, be it positive or negative. And that is what I will continue to do for and on behalf of my people of Dominica. Thank you folks. See you sometimes tomorrow at I think the 5 o'clock hour, where my cameras will be on with a subject or situation of more national interest. One love. Bye-bye.